Okay, well, during the 2008-2009 UConn men's basketball season, Hashim Thabit and Jeff Adrian had a total of 746 rebounds. Jeff had 30 fewer rebounds than Hashim. How many rebounds did Hashim and Jeff have? Each have during the season. So I set x plus y equal to 746. And my second equation, since Jeff had 30 fewer, I put Jeff as y equals 30 fewer, means subtract 30 from x, which represents Hashim. I had to rewrite the bottom equation. I could have rewritten the top equation, but I decided to keep it the same. Rewrote the bottom equation, moving x from the right side to the left side so that it was negative x plus y equals negative 30. Lined up the two equations so the values are together, vertically canceling out the x and negative x, combining the y's and 1y to make 2y, then subtracting 746 plus the negative 30. When I subtracted 716, divide each side by 2, I get 358 rebounds for Jeff. When I put 358 in for y and solve for x, I have to do the opposite or inverse operation. So opposite of minus 30 is plus 30. Add 30 to the other side. 358 and 30 is 388. Now moving on to the next question, we're talking about your classes raising money for a class trip to Washington, D.C. by selling a version of Connecticut trail mix. After doing the research on the cost of various ingredients, you'll find you can purchase the mixture of dried fruit for $3.25 per pound, nut mixture for $5.50 per pound, and the class plans to combine them, the dried fruit and nuts, to make trail mix that's $4 per pound. But we anticipate a need for 110 pounds of this trail mix we're making. So the first equation is x plus y equals 110, because that's how many pounds of dried fruit and nuts we plan on purchasing. $3.25 for the dried fruit, $5.50 for the nuts, and $4 for x and y together, meaning the combined fruit and nuts. But since fruit and nuts was equal here, x plus y was equal to 110, I'm going to replace the x plus y with 110 and multiply together to get the 440. That's where 440 came from. I kept the bottom equation the same. I just rearranged the top equation. So the top equation I multiplied by negative 3.25, distributed everything, so it became negative 3.25x, a negative 3.25y, and then the final number, 110 times negative 3.25, gave me this 357.50. When I take away the 357.50 from 440, I have a result of 82.50. When I combine the 550y and the negative 325y, I get 225y. Divide both sides by 225, and I get 36.6 repeating. Now, ordering 36.6 repeating pounds of nuts is a little complicated, so I approximate it to 37. Then I plugged it back in, so to the top equation, instead of x plus y, I put x plus 37 equals 110. Subtract 37 from both sides, and you're left with approximately 73. Okay? That's the basics of the backside, part 2. Again, answer the last question at the bottom in question 5. How many pounds will you need to sell in order to make a reasonable profit? Explain your reasoning, because you're trying to make enough to go on this trip to DC. Okay?